Judgment for sale. In 2016, the justice system of a quiet Midwestern state became the stage for one of the most shocking scandals in modern legal history. What began as a routine forensic audit of a bank or construction firm soon uncovered a secret network linking judges, corporate executives, and prosecutors, all united by greed, influence, and the manipulation of justice itself. The case would later be known as the Judgment for Sale. The tip that sparked it all. The investigation started when Ellen Hart, a forensic accountant with the Federal Integrity Bureau, was assigned to examine irregularities in the bankruptcy filings of Graymont Infrastructure, Inc. On paper, the company had collapsed under project overruns and unpaid municipal contracts. But Ellen noticed something odd. Court judgments that favored Graymont in suspiciously quick rulings. Dozens of cases were fast-tracked through one specific judge's court, all leading to rulings that protected Graymont's top executives from liability. The judge's name, Honorable Marcus Leland. Following the money trail, Ellen's team began tracing Graymont's transactions. Hidden beneath layers of shell entities registered in Delaware and the Cayman Islands, they found multiple payments marked as consulting retainers, each totaling $95,000. When cross-referenced against the judge's personal financial disclosures, nothing appeared out of order, but one of Ellen's junior analysts, Calvin Reed, uncovered something startling. The payments matched the timeline of Judge Leland's newly purchased vacation property in Palm Springs, bought entirely in cash. A red flag was raised. The whistleblower. Then came an email from an anonymous sender. The judge isn't alone. Look into District Prosecutor Melton and the sealed settlements. It's deeper than you think. The whistleblower's clue led to a discovery that rocked the investigative team. In several of Graymont's settlements with subcontractors, key evidence had been sealed by the prosecutor's office, citing national infrastructure security. But when Ellen's team requested access under forensic privilege, the so-called classified documents turned out to be simple financial records, altered versions of real contracts. Each alteration removed incriminating references to kickbacks and overbilling schemes. Someone inside the prosecutor's office was actively covering the fraud. The network exposed. Ellen decided to take the findings directly to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Financial Crimes Division. Working under confidentiality, a joint forensic task force was formed. Subpoenas were issued quietly. Bank accounts were frozen without public notice. Within weeks, the team uncovered over $4.7 million in disguised bribes routed through fake legal consultancy firms, each controlled by associates of the judge and prosecutor. But as they prepared to move forward, one of the forensic investigators disappeared. Calvin Reed's car was found abandoned near the river, his laptop missing. 2 days later, his encrypted drive was delivered anonymously to Ellen's office, with one message attached. You're getting too close. Leave this alone. Turning point. The secret recordings. Ellen refused to back down. Using data from Calvin's recovered drive, she found hidden audio recordings captured during a routine forensic review. In one, Judge Leland was heard saying, "If the paperwork is clean, nobody questions the verdict." That's how justice works. The recordings also implicated Prosecutor Melton and Graymont's legal counsel, discussing how to bury forensic evidence under sealed proceedings. It was undeniable proof. But bringing it to court meant exposing the same judicial system now under scrutiny. The trial that shook the courts. When federal prosecutors finally filed charges in late 2018, the courtroom was packed with journalists. Forensic auditors presented digital trace analysis, financial flowcharts, and metadata trails showing how judgment drafts had been edited before rulings were signed. Ellen testified under oath, detailing how her team had reconstructed deleted emails and verified payments through cross-border blockchain timestamp analysis. At first, Judge Leland appeared calm, but as the prosecution presented the recordings, his demeanor changed. His defense argued fabrication and digital tampering. However, Ellen's team had anticipated that. They had independently verified the recording's authenticity through 3 separate forensic labs. When confronted with the results, Leland broke down. He confessed, not only to accepting bribes, but to pressuring junior judges to align their rulings in favor of corporate interests. The fallout, in the aftermath, the scandal spread beyond the courtroom. 3 district attorneys, 4 corporate executives, and 2 senior clerks were indicted. The Department of Justice launched a nationwide audit of court rulings involving sealed settlements and infrastructure contracts. Graymont Infrastructure was dissolved. Judge Leland was sentenced to 18 years in federal prison without parole. Prosecutor Melton received 12 years after pleading guilty, but Ellen Hart's team paid a heavy price. Calvin Reed's death was ruled accidental, though many within the Bureau believed otherwise. Ellen herself faced multiple threats, and her name was leaked to the media as the auditor who brought down the judge. She was forced into protective relocation for nearly 2 years. Echoes in the system. By 2020, reforms began to take shape. Federal oversight required forensic audits for all major civil settlements over $10 million. Judicial disclosures were expanded to include family trusts and third-party property holdings. Yet, whispers persisted that other judges were still quietly profiting from corporate deals hidden in complex legal settlements. Ellen, now teaching forensic auditing at a small university, would later say in a public lecture, "Justice is not sold in one transaction. It's leased by silence until someone breaks a contract." Her words would resonate far beyond the classroom. The moral and call to action of the story. Corruption doesn't begin in darkness. It thrives in daylight under the guise of process and procedure. Forensic investigators, auditors, and honest legal professionals remain the thin line between truth and a justice system that can be bought. Support transparency. Question easy verdicts. And remember, justice is only real when it stands up to its own reflection.